Hey girl, that's a nice dress. Let me see it. A cruel, mocking laugh tore through the peaceful Sunday afternoon in Lincoln Park, Chicago, shattering the calm. The target? Maya Washington, a 26-year-old black woman sitting alone on an oak bench, shaded by an old maple. She wore a light blue maxi dress, elegant and airy, reading quietly until two cops turned her moment of peace into a nightmare. Welcome to Stories, where we expose injustice and amplify voices that demand to be heard. What these officers did was vile, but what they didn't know. Maya was the mayor's daughter, and their actions would unravel their careers. Dear viewer, this is more than a story, it's a wake-up call about power, prejudice, and the fight for dignity. If you're new here, comment where you're watching from. And if stories like this ignite something in you, hit subscribe and the bell icon for daily truths that matter. Thank you for joining Stories. Let's dive in. It was late August, a beautiful Sunday in Lincoln Park, a green oasis in Chicago's heart. Maya Washington, 26, sat on a sturdy bench near an angel-shaped fountain, the sound of water soothing her after a grueling workweek. She was no ordinary woman. As executive director of Empowerment Forward, a nonprofit championing women, girls, and marginalized communities, Maya was a force smart, outspoken, and dedicated to justice. But more than that, she was the only daughter of Mayor Robert Washington, one of Chicago's most powerful black leaders, known for his integrity and fight for equality. Maya, in her light blue A-line dress, a birthday gift from her dad, let her curly hair flow free, immersed in a book, savoring a rare moment of calm. She didn't notice the two officers approaching until their crude words cut through the air. Officer Kyle Peterson, 29, plump and smug, led the way, his name tag glinting. Behind him, Officer Ben Davies, 24, thinner, goofy, but complicit, followed. Their eyes raked over Maya, not with respect, but with a predatory gaze that made her skin crawl. "What do you want from me?" Maya asked, closing her book and standing, her voice calm but weary. She felt unease creeping in. Peterson's greasy reply came with a lewd smirk. "Oh, we just wanted to see what's under that pretty dress, little girl." Before Maya could respond, in a sickening flash, Peterson used his baton to lift her skirt above her knees, nearly to her waist, exposing her thigh and white lace underwear. The soft linen flew up, and both officers laughed, a vile, gleeful cackle that sliced through Maya's pride. Maya screamed, not just from shock, but from humiliation and fury. She yanked her dress down, face burning with shame, tears stinging her eyes. "You bastards! Are you crazy? You have no right to do this," she shouted, voice trembling but fierce. "How could two cops, symbols of safety, commit such a degrading, harassing act in broad daylight? Who was this young woman they dared treat like a toy? And would their disgusting actions face justice?" Stick with Stories, because this is about to get explosive. Maya wasn't just anyone. Raised by a father who rose from working-class roots to become Chicago's mayor, she grew up steeped in the fight for justice. Robert Washington was her hero, loving, principled, and a mentor who taught her integrity over power. Maya rejected a life of privilege, founding Empowerment Forward to advocate for the vulnerable. She marched, wrote, and spoke out, never shying from opposition. Her bond with her father was unbreakable, built on trust and shared values. That afternoon, Maya chose a secluded bench, craving solitude. She didn't expect Peterson and Davies, park patrol officers, to turn her sanctuary into a scene of violation. Peterson, manipulative and prejudiced, saw Maya, a beautiful, well-dressed black woman, as prey to taunt and dominate. Davies, new to the force, followed his senior's lead, dismissing his doubts to prove his loyalty. "Hey, Davies, look at that black girl," Peterson sneered, nudging him. "How about a little inspection for fun?" Davies nodded, swept up in Peterson's twisted game. Their approach was swaggering, their intent impure. Peterson's baton lift wasn't just harassment, it was assault, a deliberate stripping of Maya's dignity. Davies didn't stop him, he laughed, sharing the act. Maya, who'd faced crowds and politicians, felt stripped bare not just physically, but of her humanity by men meant to protect her. Tears fell, but she wiped them away. She couldn't crumble. She had to fight for herself and every woman humiliated like this. Taking a deep breath, Maya stood tall, facing the officers. Who are you to do this? She demanded, voice sharpening. What are your badge numbers? That was sexual harassment, a violation of my body. You have no right. Peterson and Davies laughed, unfazed. Oh, how scary. Peterson mocked, stepping closer to intimidate. We're the police, honey. We do what's necessary to keep peace. This isn't peace, Maya shot back. This is abuse. You're a disgrace to your uniforms. You'll pay for this. The park wasn't empty. Witnesses, shocked, angry, drew near. An older man with a poodle spoke first. What the hell are you doing? That's shameful. A businesswoman added, I saw it all. That was harassment. We'll testify if needed. The crowd grew, eyes critical, phones out. Peterson shouted, this is police work. Disperse or we'll arrest you. But the tide was turning. Maya, unshaken, pulled out her iPhone. I'm done arguing, she said, voice cold, resolute. I'm calling my father. He won't let this slide. Peterson scoffed. Call the president for all I care. Let's see what your daddy can do. Maya dialed her father's number, ignoring the taunts. After a few rings, Robert Washington's deep, loving voice answered. Maya, what's wrong? Dad, I'm in Lincoln Park, Maya said, fighting tears. 2 cops molested me. They lifted my skirt with a baton. They humiliated me. She recounted every detail, voice breaking but clear. On the other end, Robert's face darkened, rage boiling. His daughter, his pride, was violated by his own city's officers. Are you okay? He asked, voice tight with fury. Read me their names and badge numbers, then give them the phone. Maya read aloud, Officer Kyle Peterson, badge 714. Officer Ben Davies, badge 822. Park Patrol. She handed the phone to Peterson, who snatched it with a smirk. Who's this bothering an officer on duty? He sneered. Then Robert's voice thundered, this is Mayor Robert Washington. What the hell did you do to my daughter, you animal? Peterson's face drained of color. His smirk vanished, eyes wide with horror. He stammered, am Mayor Washington? The mayor's daughter? He glanced at Maya, then Davies, whose face was equally pale, mouth agape. They knew Robert Washington, not just the city's leader, but the man who controlled the police department's fate. They'd violated his daughter, a mistake that could end their careers and lives. Panic set in. Peterson threw the phone back to Maya. Both officers, like scolded dogs, babbled apologies. Miss Washington, we're so sorry. We didn't know. It was a joke, a stupid mistake. Peterson, who'd mocked her minutes ago, dropped to his knees, begging. Please, have mercy. Don't let us lose our jobs. Davies, tears streaming, bowed repeatedly. But Maya stayed silent, unmoved. Their apologies were hollow, their fear too late. She waited for justice. Robert Washington didn't hesitate. He called Police Chief David Miller, a veteran he'd appointed to reform the scandal-plagued department. Miller, hearing the story, was horrified. Mr. Mayor, I'm ashamed, he said. This is a betrayal of our oath. I'll handle this swiftly, no cover-up. He dispatched an internal affairs team, led by Deputy Chief Susan Park, to Lincoln Park. Peterson and Davies were ordered to stay put, surrendering badges and weapons. Park, a tough, fair Asian American, met Maya first, offering a heartfelt apology. We'll investigate transparently, she promised. Maya's testimony, backed by witnesses and the officer's own guilty admissions, painted a clear picture. That afternoon, after consulting Robert and legal experts, Miller issued a decision: Peterson and Davies were permanently terminated. They'd face mandatory retraining on ethics, anti-discrimination, and human rights or criminal prosecution. The officers were devastated, their arrogance replaced by regret and fear. Their joke cost them everything. Though the department tried to handle it discreetly, the story spread within the force, a warning that no one is above the law. Maya, shaken but resilient, found strength and support from her family, colleagues, and community. Robert, ensuring her safety, doubled down on police reform, vowing a force that respects all citizens. This story burns, doesn't it? It shows harassment and abuse are intolerable, especially from those entrusted with power. Maya's status didn't shield her, but her voice, amplified by her father's and the crowds, demanded justice. It proves victims, when believed, can spark change. But was the punishment enough? Termination and retraining, but no immediate charges. Does that deter future abuse? If you were Maya, would you want more, like criminal prosecution? And what must society do, through education, laws, or awareness, to stop this? Share your thoughts below. Should Peterson and Davies face harsher consequences? How do we build a world where women and minorities feel safe? If this story hit you, subscribe to Stories, hit the bell, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Together, we're not just telling stories, we're fighting for justice, one voice at a time.